Hello everyone. In this video session, I am going to explain about soft assertions in TestNG and how to use these soft assertions in our Selenium automation code. Let's get started. In TestNG, there are two types of assertions. In TestNG, there are two types of assertions. One type is hard assertions, whereas other type is soft assertions. So which one is better? Both are better, guys. Okay, we have to use both depending on our situation. While writing our Selenium automation code, we may have to use either hard assertions or soft assertions. At some point of time we have to use hard assertions, at some other point of time we have to use soft assertions. That's fine. So but what exactly the hard assertions are and how they differ from soft assertions, for that let me explain here. Let's say there's a piece of code which need to be executed, and there are some lines of code like this. You have some lines of code. Now let's say here at this particular line of code, this is nothing but, let's say, hard assertion of TestNG you have provided. This assertion may pass or fail. When this particular assertion, that is hard assertion, which is provided at this particular line of this code fails, when this particular assertion, that is hard assertion, fails, our program execution will stop there itself. The remaining lines of code, this particular lines of code will not be executed, guys. This won't be executed in case of hard assertion failing at previous step. Whereas if you come to the soft assertions, now you can understand what exactly the soft assertion is. Let's say here also we have some lines of code, and similarly at particular line of code, let's say here at this particular line of code, let's say this is a soft assertion, and despite of this particular soft assertion being failing, our program execution will not stop, guys. Okay, despite of getting a failure at this particular soft assertion line in our code, our program execution will continue. Okay, all the remaining steps will be executed, guys. Despite of the failure of the soft assertion, all our code will be executed. It will not stop in between. So now there may be some situations where you have to put hard assertions. If something fails, we have to stop the execution, then we will go with the hard assertions. But there may be some programs where you still want to continue despite of getting the failure of that assertion. In that kind of situations, you will use soft assertions. Now let me practically show you where you have to use the hard assertions and where you have to use the soft assertions. So let's move to the practical mode. You see here we have some sample Selenium automation code already written. So what is this particular script will do? Let me explain. It will open the Chrome browser, it will maximize the browser window, and it will take you to this particular URL. Okay, it will open this application URL in a browser like this. Okay, like this it will open the application URL. Directly go to the login page, guys. After going to this login page, this automation script is written in such a way that it will enter this particular email address into this email address field, and this particular password into this password field, and thereafter it will click on this login button. Okay, this particular thing will click on the login button. So far so good, right? We'll click on the login button, and finally we can also write something like driver dot quit. This will close the browser. Once you log in, it will close the browser. Fine. Now guys, let me run this code without this driver dot quit. Let me run this code and see whether this Selenium automation script is able to log in by entering the credentials and clicking on the login button in this particular application URL. Let's see that in action. Okay, before we move to the hard assertions and soft assertions, let's see whether the sample script for logging into this application is working or not. Thereafter, we'll discuss about hard assertions and soft assertions. Right click on here and say run as Java application. Say okay. If it is not saved, that's fine. So the script is running, the automation script is running, where the browser will launch and it will open the application URL and directly go to the login page like this. It has given the username, password, and clicked on the login button. As you can see, we got logged in already, guys. Okay, you see, it was very fast. You can see that logout button is coming here, logout option is coming here. That means we got logged in, right? I'm just logged out. That's fine. So, guys, this script is working fine. Now, I will demonstrate hard assertions. Once I demonstrate the hard assertions, then I will explain about a problem with hard assertions and when we should not be using the hard assertions, and later I will be explaining the soft assertions. That's the plan, guys. So guys, first of all, I mentioned that these hard assertions and soft assertions belong to the TestNG, right? By default, this particular thing doesn't have any TestNG, guys. So let's configure this project with TestNG. For that, guys, this particular project is a Maven project. It has a pom.xml file. Open the pom.xml file. So here we have some dependencies, guys. Okay, we have some dependencies already added. That's fine. Now we have to add the dependency tags of TestNG, guys. Okay, in order to use TestNG here, TestNG or TestNG assertions, whatever it is, we have to provide dependency tags of TestNG. For that, we'll go to a website known as mvnrepository.com and search for TestNG like this. And you'll get this TestNG. Click on this TestNG and take the latest stable version 7.3.0. Click on that. Copy this dependency tags. Go here and paste the dependency tags of TestNG latest stable version here and save it. Save the pom.xml file. That's fine. Now the jar files for this TestNG will be downloaded automatically and configured in this project also. Now guys, at this point of time, since TestNG is already configured in this project, let's convert this main method into a TestNG test method. Okay, let's convert this main method into a TestNG test method. So public, I'll remove the static, it's not required. Public void, I'll give the method name, let's say login test. Okay, there is something like login test will give. I'll remove these things which are required by the main method. This is a normal method. So inside this method, we have this sample Selenium code now. And this method is a normal method. I have to convert this normal method into a TestNG test method. For that, I have to add @test annotation of TestNG. So when I type @test, it's giving me some compiler error. So I have to hover on this and select this import test from TestNG, not from JUnit. Just import this test from TestNG, guys. Okay, select that. That's done. Now guys, this has become a test method. Now when I run this code, this will run. Right click run as, you see, you are getting the TestNG test option because we have a test method to run. Fine. Now that's good. Now what I'm going to do is at the end of this particular script, okay, almost after clicking on this login button, I will verify whether the user has really logged in or not. So if you have really logged in, if you have given a proper valid username, email address here and a valid password, say second@123 like this, and click on the login button, and we have logged in, right? How to confirm whether we have successfully logged in? I will do that by checking whether this particular option is displayed or not. If this option is displayed, then I will confirm that we got successfully logged in. So right click on this element, inspect, and this is a link text, guys. Okay, copy the text between the tags. I'll simply say driver dot find element by dot link text. So we are finding that particular UI element, that is link UI element, having this particular edit your account information text. Now, how to check whether this particular option is option is coming or not using the Selenium script? We have to use a command known as is displayed command. If this particular link is displayed, that then we can confirm that the user got successfully logged in, right? That's fine. But if I run this code, this will return true and we can print true. That doesn't make sense. Instead, we have to add the TestNG assertion here. Okay, we have to fail this test if this particular option is not displayed. We have to pass this particular test if this particular option is displayed. Fine. That is where we need TestNG assertions. So here I will write something like assert dot, okay, assert true. I will type. Okay, sorry, assert dot assert true. I'll type here. You should not be selecting JUnit, guys. Okay, so you have assert true in JUnit and also you have the same assert true in TestNG also. Select TestNG, assert true boolean condition of TestNG. Now in this condition, this is nothing but a condition, guys. This can be either true or false. So copy this condition, paste it here. Okay, fine. Assert true. So this is nothing but a hard assertion, guys. Okay, this is a hard assertion. That's fine. The general TestNG assertions are the hard assertions. When this particular script fails, okay, our test execution will stop. Let's say we have the hard assertion here and we have the driver.quit after the assertion. Let's say. So when this particular assertion of TestNG fails, hard assertion fails, the script will stop here and this driver.quit will not be executed, guys, because execution will stop here itself because of the hard assertion. That's fine. Now right click, run as TestNG test. You see what will happen is this will pass, guys. Okay, because we gave, because the whatever the element we gave will be displayed. You see everything is, it will pass. But what if I gave some invalid locator or something? Okay, I'm just searching for some element which is not available. So that is displayed will return false and this assertion fails. So far this assertion has passed. Hence the login happened and driver.quit happened. You see the test is passed. Okay, completely. Since the assertion is passed, driver.quit is executed. But now what I will do is I will say edit your account information, some XYZ I'm adding intentionally. Now there is no such linked text on this particular after logging into the application. We don't have this kind of UI element to confirm that we got logged in, right? So this will fail. Is displayed will definitely return false and assert true of assertion will fail. Hard assertion will fail. When hard assertion fails, this particular line, that is driver.quit, will not be executed and the browser will not close. So right click, run as TestNG now. This time the browser will not close and the test will fail, guys. Okay, because of the hard assertion, the test will fail also. Let's see what will happen. You see, the browser is not closing this time. You see, we were stuck here. So when you see the results, the output, you see, we got an exception here, no such element exception. Okay, so and if you go to the TestNG results, you can clearly see that it has failed. Yes, it has failed because of the no such element exception. This particular locator is not working. That's fine. Okay, intentionally we failed this particular hard assertion. And what happened as a result? The remaining line didn't get executed. After this assertion failure, driver.quit didn't get executed. That's why the browser is not closed. That's fine. So there is an alternative, like because driver.quit should not be provided here, guys. Okay, we have to remove from here, and generally we provide this irrespective of the assertion. We'll provide like this. That is a public void closure or okay, tear down or something. You can write anything closure and here say at the rate uh, after method. Okay, at the rate after method, over the mouse import after method. This will be executed after every test method. Here login test is a test method. After this execution is done, irrespective of this particular failure or passing or failure of this assertion statement, this method will run. Okay, that's fine. Now if you put driver.quit here, that's fine. You have to make the driver global. So I will say I will declare this outside, guys. Okay, so I will make this global. Actually, a web driver, I'll just move it outside the method so that it will be accessible even here. So remove this web driver. So this driver is everywhere. This driver can be accessed here at same time here now. Now this time when I run, despite of the failure, this will run, right? So right click, run as TestNG test. It will fail, but still the browser will close. You see, to log in fast, you can see it has failed, guys, but the browser got closed, as you can observe. Okay, this got failed, but the browser got closed. So this is how we can improvise the script. That's fine. But let's say here we were able to manage. We were able to manage a driver.quit by moving into the after method. Even after the hard assertion is failing, we manage it to close the browser now. Okay, due to some available TestNG TestNG after at the rate after method. That's fine. But what if we had assertion here? Okay, we had this hard assertion here at this point. After this browser is open, I want to add a hard assertion of TestNG here. Let's say I'll add another hard assertion. We can add multiple assertions, right? So let's say at this point of time, I want to add assertion. Hard assertion I am adding. So guys, I'll explain everything. Before going to soft assertions, we have to clearly understand hard assertions and its problem. Then only you can understand soft assertions. That's why I'm explaining the problems of the hard assertions first. Okay. So here hard assertion. Here, what I want to do here is I want to, once you are in the login page, okay, once you are here, guys, at this point of time, you are opening the application URL. You have opened the application URL here. That is a login page. You went to the login page. I want to verify the title. Okay, I want to assert the title. So for that, what I will do is here for getting the title, what is the command, guys? Driver.get title, right? This will retrieve the title. Now I will say driver.get title contains. I'm writing something. Driver.get title contains. I'll write something like this. It should contain. It has account login in general, but yeah, account login. I'll write account login. So driver.get title contain account login. So this will return true or false. This time it will return true, guys. Okay, let's put this into an assertion. Assert true of, we have to select TestNG, guys, not JUnit. Okay, just over the mouse. You see, if you get TestNG for this assert, that's fine. So here we have to put this condition, put this complete condition inside this assert true statement. So this is a hard assertion, but this time it will pass, guys. This assertion will pass. Even though it is a hard assertion, it will pass. If it passes, nothing will happen. We'll continue execution, right? Only when it fails, the script will stop. So if I run this code now, nothing will happen because this assertion will pass because the title is same. You'll get this account login title with the help of this get title command that will match with this account login. So it will pass for sure. Let's run this. Right click, run as TestNG test. So in case of passing of the hard assertion, there is no problem at all. So you see, the script will successfully run and okay, work out. You see, there is everything. Okay, there is an assertion here. This one is failing. This one is failing, but this one is not passing. Okay, this one is passing and this one is failing. That's fine. At the end, you got the problem, right? At the end, you got the problem. Unable to locate. I will remove this to avoid the confusion. I will remove this. Now this time everything will pass, guys. Okay, let's run it again. Right click, run as TestNG test. This time everything will pass. Both the assertions will pass and script will be successfully passed. TestNG test will be successfully passed. So let's run this. That's great. You see, everything got passed. You see, no failures. But what if this particular assertion fails? Let's say here I will say contains account XYZ. But account login should be there, but I am just intentionally providing account XYZ. I am expecting the title to be account XYZ. Okay. If title is not account XYZ, this particular assertion statement will fail. What happens when an hard assertion fails? The remaining steps will not be executed, guys. Let's see that. Right click, run as TestNG test. This time, what will happen is the test will fail. You see, immediately it got failed. Once it got failed, it will quit the browser. Okay. Even though it got failed here, it will quit the browser. You can see the reason why it got failed. Okay. So at which line? 25th line. Demo.java 25th line. That means this line. It has failed here and remaining things has not been executed, guys. Okay. Remaining things you can see, you can actually add thread.sleep here before closing the browser till where it is executing, you can see. Okay. I am intentionally adding thread.sleep so that you can see here the failure of the assertion will happen and your script will fail and remaining things will not be executed. Okay. So maybe this one, I don't know whether it will work or not because failure, it will terminate the program, right? So nothing is going to happen. That's fine. Okay, that's fine, guys. We cannot find it out. That's fine. You can see here up to at demo.java.25th line, the script got failed. Remaining things will not be executed. Okay, remaining things we can actually don't close the browser. Okay, even after failure, let's not close the browser. This will help us. Instead of adding thread.sleep, we can actually remove this part. Okay, we can actually comment out quitting out the browser. You can see like till where the script has been executed because of the failure of the hard assertion in between the script. Right click, run as TestNG test. This time the script will execute only up to that part. You go to the login page. You see here the script will fail. The browser will not close. You see, it has not even entered the email address and password also. Okay, the remaining steps have not been executed. This proves. Now, guys, there may be some situations where this is not my main verification of the test. I want my login test. This is a main verification for me. Right? Remaining verifications are not serious for me. Okay, this hard assertion is not serious. I don't want this assertion to stop my execution. Even after the title is wrong, this is a minor issue, right? Title difference is a minor issue. Like this, there may be many minor issues you may get while running the test. That's fine. Irrespective of these minor issues, you want to continue the execution. Okay, you are not worried about whether the title is right or wrong. Okay, you want this particular thing to be reported in the reports, but still you want to continue the execution. Hard assertions will not help in this kind of case. Okay, hard assertions will not help here. This is a main assertion. If this fails, the script should stop. That's fine. But here, this is not a main assertion. I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay. Even after the title is different, I want to continue my login tests. In that case, we cannot use hard assertions. Here, we need to convert this hard assertion into soft assertion. How to do that? For that, guys, I'll do one thing. That is, I'll remove this comment for now. And here, I'll add something like soft assert, soft assert is equal to new soft assert. Soft assert is a class from TestNG, guys. You can import soft assert from TestNG again. Okay. Soft assertions also belong to, as I told you here, hard assertions and soft assertions both belong to TestNG. You just need to choose at what is appropriate assertion you have to use. In this kind of case, when this is not a major verification or assertion for you, and you still want your script to be executed even after the title difference is there, then you should not be using the hard assertion here. You have to use soft assertion. For that, you need to create the object for the soft assert class of TestNG, and using this object reference, just need to do the same thing like this. Okay, simple. Instead of assert dot assert true, instead of assert class dot assert true, you have to say soft assert dot assert true. Same thing, same thing. Only using this object, you are raising this assert true. Fine, that's only different. This has become a soft assertion. Now we know that account XYZ will not match with account login, and this particular assertion will fail now also. But since it is a soft assertion, what will happen is your script execution will continue, guys. Okay, your script execution, irrespective of this particular assertion, will continue. You see, this is a minor assertion for you. Okay, your script execution will continue. So right click, run as TestNG test. Okay, this time you are using soft assertion. Irrespective of this particular title is mismatching and assertion fails, your script execution will continue, guys. Okay, because that is a soft assertion. You see, script continue, everything happened. Okay, so but everything looks like pass. I thought like this will fail the TestNG test, right? I told you like hard assertion will fail the TestNG test, and also I told you like soft assertion will also fail the TestNG test. But here it is passing. Irrespective of the failure, this is passing. How can this happen? This is a failure, right? But it's the test is passing. There's something, guys. At the end, if you are using the soft assertions, we have to say something. Okay, let's say soft assert somewhere here. At the end of the script, you can say soft assert dot assert all command. Okay, you have to write this line at the end of the script. What happens in this case is this particular failure will be reported to TestNG. Then only you will see the failure in the results. Otherwise, if you don't write this line, this particular failure will not be displayed in this result. Okay, that's the difference, guys. So if you want your soft assertions to be reported in this TestNG results, then you have to write this line. Okay, if this particular line fails, assertion fails, this will report that particular failure to this result, and you will see this particular thing in failure kind of thing, and the script will continue still. Okay, because of soft assertion, the script will not stop even after this failure. Here the script execution will continue, and the failure thing of the soft assertion will be reported here. If you don't want the failure to be reported, you should not be adding this line. If you want the failure of this particular soft assertion to be reported here, you have to add this soft assert dot assert all command. So now right click, run as TestNG test. Let's see, this time it should report the failure. Okay, so can you open if I open the TestNG results, as you can see, this time the same script, just by adding the soft assert dot assert all, you see we got the soft assertion. You see the following assertion failed. Expected true but found false. If you want it to be customized, we can do one more thing, guys. Apart from assert true, like I think we can add this text, I guess. Okay, we can add this some text. Okay, why this particular failed? Title mismatch happened. Okay, title mismatch. I want to get the this kind of message in the results. Okay, because there are two assertions. You are not able to find out which assertion failed, right? So I'll simply add title mismatch so that we can find out this one has failed. Right click run as TestNG test. The message after failure will be printed in the output this time. So this time in the TestNG results, the assertion will be reported as failure, and at the same time, the reason for the assertion failure will be displayed. You see, title mismatch expected true but found false. Okay, the reason also is printed. Title mismatch happened. That's why this assertion failed. We can find it out. So guys, this is all about the soft assertions. So what's the main difference between the hard assertions and soft assertions? Hard assertions will stop the test execution when they fail, whereas soft assertions will not stop the execution when they fail. Okay, despite of being reported as failure in the test engine results, soft assertions will allow the script to continue the execution. And sometimes we have to use hard assertions, sometimes we have to use soft assertions. In this case, when you think that title issue doesn't matter, still you want to continue the execution, you have to use soft assertions. Okay. If you want to stop the execution of the script at any point of time when some assertion fails, then you have to use hard assertions. So guys, this is all about the soft assertions and hard assertions and when to use them in your Selenium automation scripts. So that's it guys. Thank you. Bye.